Yeah, we've got Robert on the phone. Oh, yeah, I'm all ready. We've got Robert Benson on the phone from Kalhalla. But first of all, before we go any further, you heard one and a fraction of a track from the Century Media sampler from 1999. That was Arch Enemy with Dead Inside. We do have, as I say, from San Antonio, Texas, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct, yeah.
Robert Benson, how are you, mate?
Hey, how's it going, Mr. Rule?
I'm pretty good. Listen, let's just give some people a bit of background here. I'm playing Armageddon underneath this as we speak. But out of the blue, I received your demo. And what I want to know is, you sent it, didn't you?
Yes,
You did, didn't you?
yes, I did. We sent this around December. And basically what I was doing around the month of December was sending out CDs, the different radio stations in Australia, New Zealand, and the United States. A radio calls around January, February for May the 8th release of Kalhalla indie release that's going to be coming out. And basically I'm just doing, the promotion calls, promoting the record before it comes out,
Yeah, cool. I think you must have done a lot of work on the internet just finding all those stations. If you found us, you certainly did a lot of hard tracking down.
It's very difficult, basically I, spent a lot of my own personal finances, to finance, this recording. I spent personally out of my own pocket up to somewhere between $12,000 to $15,000 easily in the last, 4 or 5 years or so.
That's not counting what you spent recording the album.
Yeah, that's not including the further pressings and everything else that we have to do pretty soon up in the future, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. So most of that money you're talking about is, first of all, it's in US dollars, and second of all, it's only spent on promotion and trying to find out who to get in touch with.
Yes, we've spent a lot of money. Well, once again, I spent a lot of my own finances on things, that some things that went to waste and some things that went to very good use. High phone bills, up like $1,000 here and there, was basically on myself calling, establishing relationships overseas. Those phone bills came up to a lot of, but in the end it will pay off because those are relationships. These are very important contacts, full of years, and some things have ways like a membership. I paid about $500 for a membership for something called National Association for Campus Activities, NACA. To be
National Association for what?
National Association for Campus Activities. What this is like, you get a membership in the U.S. here, and you get listed in the catalog, basically stating, that we're a rock band, what our website is and whatnot, and it didn't go to any use whatsoever because we weren't playing shows at that time.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where the money went basically nothing.
It's like a music directory. We've had one of them out here in Australia.
Oh, the Asian catalog, yeah.
Yeah, something very much like it, yeah. Now, listen, I've been to the website, I've had a look, www.kalhalla.com. It's a pretty easy one to remember, Kalhalla for you people out there who want to access it later. Basically, in a nutshell, you and your partner in crime have been together musically for a long, long time, yeah?
Oh, our drummer Sam Bass, yes, absolutely. We've both started this when we were pre-teenagers. I started doing this when I was about 12. I've been playing guitar for 15 years now. He's been playing drums for about 15, 16 years. And we started July 89, and Armageddon was our first song we ever wrote.
Oh, right. Well, it was pretty opportune that I played it.
Yeah, and we recorded it, of course, like about a year ago. The very first time we recorded was over, years and years ago, but as far as like recorded for this record that you hear on the radio right now, we recorded that about a year ago, about a year and a half ago.
Okay, has it changed? I'm sure it's gone through a few changes over the years, that song.
Actually, yes and no. The only thing that has changed is that with my singing, I got older, the voice has gotten thicker. Obviously I was a teenager first time I sang that song, so things have changed.
Yeah.
From phone in, if you will.
Robert, I get the impression that you are staunchly independent. You've had previous releases that were independent with Kalhalla.
Actually, no. This is a very
Different names, yeah?
No, we've done demos. We sent out to record companies and whatnot that took unsolicited material, and lack of buzz. Like, in other words, like, we weren't. One way to get signed to any label is to sell your own units first and be independent and prove to the label that you can get out there in the market.
Yeah.
We didn't do that. Basically, what we were doing was just sending it to labels, and also had an agent shop record around. I believe it was 97 in a trip that I made to New York City while I was on vacation. Of course, we're very extreme, so obviously, major labels, they're going to be a little bit, slow as far as like signing something like us.
For sure.
And, we're very good band, but we're very tough sounding too at the same time.
Well, just while you touch on that, I think that you're technocrats with a bit of attitude. That's the way I sum you up. You're very technical musically, especially your drummer and yourself. But there's also that heavy element in there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that we did, Kalhalla over the years picked up a slack for a lot of bands really kind of lack on a slight bit. Like, one of the things that we do is to focus totally on originality. What I mean by that, of course, we have our influences, but we put it in our own style. One thing that we do, for example, like myself as a songwriter, I incorporate pop rock structures into the metal, like the hard extreme metal. Obviously, after the second chorus, in most metal bands, you will hear like a long bridge, and then you hear the solo and then the third verse. Our style is more like how like pop artists will structure their music, but you put the heavy and hard stuff to that, it increases the intensity to 100%. So that's basically like how I got my style put together. And there are some songs, like we have a song that's going to be you're going to hear on a record called Solitary Confinement.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the vocal style is displayed on that song that we have called So Low, where the vocal style consists of a mixture of a growl mixed in with singing in a sense. It's kind of strange. Where I would accent the voice with a growl in the beginning and end off the phrase with that vibrato. So we definitely try to work on our own style. Basically it's what's going to keep us around in the end, in longevity. But of course, we'll always have that underground, hard, heavy attitude. We're never going to soften up.
Yeah. Yeah, and do you think that compromise is something else you wouldn't do?
I'm sorry?
Would you be prepared to compromise if a record company said, we'll sign you up, but you've got to sound this way? Or dress this way, even worse?
Absolutely. Actually, no, because the reason why I say is because what would happen, and you would be compromising your artistry. The only thing that I would ever, with a major recording company, you can negotiate up certain things, like when the record comes out, what kind of promotion you run for it. We would do everything we can in our power to support the label as far as, publicity, promotions, anything that we would have to do, they tell us to do.
Yep.
However, artistically, there are certain things, that can be negotiable as far as, well, put out a record, where some of the songs are a bit slower, but hard.
Yep.
That will depend, but we'll never ever do something like, change our style. We'll always be a metal band. We'll always have that metal staple. You'll always hear a lot of double kick, a lot of double bass in the kick drum, and you'll always hear the heart-wrenching guitars,
Yep, which we're listening to now, a heart-wrenching guitar solo on the fourth track. Now, I can't tell you which track it is because you've written the tracks. Oh, no, yes, I can. They're on the back of this.
This is a slower song. I believe it's So Low.
So Low. Yeah, this is the one you were talking about the growling and the singing.
Yeah, the growling and the singing at the same time.
Yeah, got ya. Now, on your website, it says the album comes out on February the 28th, but I believe you're saying March the 28th. Is that correct?
It's actually now May 28th. What had happened was that website had just went up. I think it was January 10th, I believe. The website actually, is still actually under construction as we speak at the moment. It's not all the way completed yet.
Yeah.
I am running promotions with different, of course, radio stations such as yourself and different stations in the U.S.
Yep.
your station, PBS 106%, was the first international interview that we had ever. So it's great back this, on record. History-making thing for us. Obviously, we could look back at this, 10 years from now and go, wow.
Robert, I've got to tell you, I love a scoop more than anything else, and what you just told me has given me a huge woody. I love the scoops, Rob. Listen, if this sold, I mean, you're certainly releasing it here, aren't you?
Yes, we are. What we're doing, we're running through a wholesaler that has relations with all major retailers. What we're doing, this will be available to the public, where they can go to a music store and go, hey, we're like trying to get the new Kalhalla release on May 28th, and they'll go, okay, well, let's not stop. We can, get it.
Yeah, so they'll be able to put an order in and it'll be put into a database as an order, yep.
Yeah, exactly. So it's listed at major retailers, Tower, whoever might be over there.
Sanity.
Agent.
Yep.
Exactly. Or another option that we might go through, I'm not really sure on that until the record is totally finished. We might go through a distributor called Shock.
Yep.
Yeah, for Australia. So we're not really sure yet. The record has to be totally completed in order for them to, what basically they would do, they'll buy the record from my label, pay me for it, and then distribute it over there. And then, of course, my job and then sell it.
Yeah.
Well, they will also sell it too as well from their sales department. But I'll do everything on my part from the label standpoint in order to push